I-92 is WIDL 92.1 FM, Cass City. Classic rock for the thumb. It's time for the only Saturday morning sports talk show in the thumb. It's Let's Talk Sports, brought to you by Air Advantage, providing rural communities with client-focused internet communications and technology solutions with integrity and pride. With Scott Bowlesby.
Whoa, I don't play defense.
You can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Chris Wilcox.
There's no flying in baseball.
We got uniforms and everything. It's really great.
And the Chief, Christian Zalik.
It's in the hole.
This is Micah Kramer from the USA Patriots, and you are listening to Let's Talk Sports.
You are listening to Let's Talk Sports. Good Saturday morning. Scott Bowlesby in the building with you alongside Christian Zalik. My mic's acting up here. It's moving around on me. We got a packed house this morning. We will get to them eventually. We got the Kingston Lake Cards. Coach Green in here as well, and Chris Wilcox is going to be in fashionably late per usual. Well, he just said he's at the light in town, so he's going to be here in a matter of moments. But
hey, it's not Millington. There's more than one light.
Yeah, exactly. Which light, Chris? Which light are you at? But nonetheless, we are going to jump right in here and start things off with our boys' regular season finale last night. USA Patriots, Bad Axe Hatchets, in a fun game that when I put it on the schedule, it was right after the Bad Axe USA round number 1, where it was a close game, 3 quarters of tie ball game before the fourth quarter is where USA completely took over and played USA basketball per usual. But nonetheless, that was our game of the week last night, and I guess we were hoping for a little bit more of a close game than what we got. It was a big USA win. It was a pretty fun third quarter. I will say that much. But other than that, it was a 55-37 victory and just another USA dominance in the Greater Thumb West as they once again go undefeated, stay undefeated on their home court, have not lost there since February of 2017. I think it was early February 2017, and once again Greater Thumb West champs. And they already had that in the locked up because Reese took care of Bad Axe a couple weeks ago. So they had that taken care of. But just still another dominant performance by USA, and just a great game all around. I mean, obviously out of your main players and Micah Kramer and also in Tyler Heckroth, but they had 8 and 7 last night, respectively. Your leading scorers, juniors, Nash Morton and Landon Zimmer, which, they have really stepped up and helped out this core squad that came back last year. And, they filled some nice roles. Obviously, you lose Hunter Bone from last year. You lose Isaiah Williamson from last year, but Landon and Nash have really stepped up, and just another successful season for USA.
So what'd you think of Nash Morton defensively?
Great. I mean, he locks down his player every single game. Zach pointed it out last week how he's kind of underrated defensively. Probably one of the best defensive players in the thumb, and I completely agree. Watching him last night, he's just a nuisance. Obviously, a big block against Valley Lutheran last week for him, and just a fun player to watch. So
he plays a lot like his dad did defensively. He moves quick, jumps quick, very quick feet, long arms.
I'm going to turn your mic up, Christian.
Okay.
Chris is going. Look at him.
Oh, wow.
Look at this guy.
Wow. He's all just shows up late.
That's what I always do, right?
Just shows up and just takes over the studio. But nonetheless, just a fun player to watch.
Yes, he is.
And Nash.
Yes, he is.
And we talked about it countless times last night on the air that don't be surprised that when we come down to voting coming up in a couple weeks for the TSA that his name is not on the short list or at least at the top of the list for Defensive Player of the Year.
I would agree. And his offense will get better as he goes along. Obviously not too bad last night, scored 14 points, but a lot of that's going to be led with his defense.
Yeah. Well, a lot of it last night even, too, is he put so much effort into that defensive end that he also even puts, I think, twice as much into the offensive end, if that even makes sense, because every night, right, he's guarding that best player. He's taking away from that offense or the offense for the opposing team. And when he steps into the offensive side for USA, he's full-born ready to go.
Yes,
he knows his role, and that's the thing that we talked about last night. Up in USA, you know your role, and you just go with it.
Mm-hmm.
And they come out to a 16-0 lead. I mean, that's huge right out of the gate. I mean, you're Bad X. You're taken out of the game right away. I mean, you're at USA. It was their coming home. It was their senior night. It was their parent night. It was everything rolled into one. And then you go in there and you're down 16-0. Forget about it. That crowd's not gonna. They're not going to lay off you. By any means.
Not at all.
I mean, that's just the way that USA goes. And from what we heard last night, USA is good. I guess that's what we heard.
All right.
A couple times.
That's their hashtag.
That is their hashtag.
It is their hashtag, and I think they own a hardware store too. But I'm not positive on
Really?
that. Yeah, maybe.
Is that what it's called?
Maybe we'll call it the hardware store.
Okay. I don't know where you're going with that one.
Nuts and bolts.
Oh yeah, the nuts and bolts chant. Chris really liked that one. But anyways, nonetheless, it was just a very impressive first half, and then the third quarter, after a little bit of a delay with the coming home festivities going on, and Kyle Moss, congratulations to him, he was the king. They kind of came out a little bit slow. USA did let Bad X into it a little bit, but I don't think USA ever let them get back within single digits. If I'm not mistaken.
It wasn't even close to single digits. Just like 11 points is as close as they got, and that was it. Yeah,
so I mean, it was just a great game, and congratulations, Coach Gainforth, this week picking up his 400th win, which he said that 400's cool and all, but you look at some of the other coaches out there that the coach in Beaverton. Can't remember his name off the top of my head right now. He's got 800 and some. Yeah. So and he's still coaching.
It depends on how long Coach Gainforth would want to keep going. But I did a quick calculation real quick. It's almost 17 and a half, almost 18 wins a season he's averaging.
Yeah, I mean, well, we looked at it.
Pretty good.
We have his via Mike Gallagher at the Huron Daily Tribune has his year by year results.
Okay.
And the last time he had a losing record was 97-98. He went 6-15. Other than that, the only other time he went 500 was in 2009-2010. He went 11-11.
Yep.
And then in 2012-2013 went 11-11. Other than that, he hasn't been below 10 wins in a season since 97-98.
And that's kind of surprising considering the athletes that they had in 97-98.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So I mean, that's very impressive, to say the least. So
yes.
Gainforth, just obviously a well-respected coach, nonetheless, up in USA. So congrats to him. 401 now in his career as again capping off another undefeated season for USA. And I will be the first to eat crow because Tyler Heckross said last night on Twitter we had to silence the doubters. If you remember, preseason, I picked Reese to take the conference, and I said they were going to beat USA this year. So I will be the first one to admit that I was wrong. And they came out and, the first game we saw them play against, I said Reese is going to get them at home. Yes. This is going to be Reese's chance to get them. It's going to be at home. We had a close game the first time around. They weren't able to do it. After that, I wasn't
too far away from me. I just figured the loss of Isaiah Williamson would have been too much for them to overcome, with Reese bringing just about everyone back. So
very impressive once again by USA. So again, 55-37, your final last night, USA. Leading the way for Bad Axe, Jack Clancy having a big night, 17 points. Jensen Emmerich with 9 points, and Cody Tulaski with 8 points. On the USA side of things, it was Nash Morton, Landon Zimmer with 14 apiece. Micah Kramer with 8, Tyler Heckroth with 7, Cruz Fernandez with 8 as well. Shout out to him. You don't really see him a lot in the games usually. He came out, it was a senior night, hit back-to-back three-pointers to start the game. So heck of a job to take advantage of what you are given, the little bit that he was given last night. He did come back in the game a little bit, but, I mean, two big threes.
I think one of the stats on there, too, Scotty, correct me if I'm wrong, but, USA was perfect from the line last night. Not that it really mattered, okay? 10-10. It doesn't matter, but I tell you what, later in the season, especially here coming up in districts and regionals, that's when it matters. And you can go 10 for 10. I think, what was Bad X, 7?
From the free throw?
Yeah, from the free
3 of 8.
3 of 8. So, kind of puts a game in perspective, too, if it was close.
I mean, field goal-wise, 15 of 43 for Bad X, 19 of 41 for USA, but 7 of 18 from beyond the arc, and then 4 of 17 for Bad X. So, it was just another great game by USA.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know what else you can really say. They took over and never let Bad X back into. I mean, third quarter, like I said, Bad X kind of came back into it, but I believe they took a timeout. USA did, and Coach Gainforth got them back on track, and it was huge for them to take that timeout. But They now roll on into district action coming up, and a district that, well, I have to say USA is favored in that one, but we could see a third time around USA Bad X.
It wouldn't surprise me.
They're on the opposite sides.
Bad X plays, I think, Lakers in the very first game on Monday. Lakers has not been playing well lately, so it wouldn't surprise me. Bad X wins that and then moves on.
Then they get Cass City.
Yeah.
They would get Cass City, and then Harbor Beach would probably take on USA. It's the LBUSA winner. But with what happened, I believe early in the season, LBUSA played each other. But nonetheless, we could see a USA Bad X round 3 coming up next Friday, which could be interesting on a neutral site. So we will see. That is going to be coming up with district action. We'll get into that later on this morning, much later on. But we are obviously joined in studio by some guests today. Quite a few guests here. Got a packed studio. We're going to take a quick time out, get everything together here, and figure out our game plan, which we never really have a game plan, so I don't know why. We're trying to figure out.
We don't have a producer.
Luke.
You're now the producer, Luke. You just got promoted.
You got a new job, buddy. All right, we're going to take a time out. We'll come back. We got more Let's Talk Sports brought to you by Air Advantage right here. It is Classic Rock I-92. Stick around.
Classic Rock I-92.
It's the little thing.
Everyone, it's Rick Lipan from Majestic Sky Link, your local dish premier retailer, TV and internet expert. In these days of fast-paced lives and fast-talking salespeople, it's nice to know you can still count on your local dish premier retailer to tell you the honest truth. Drop by Majestic Sky Link at 326 South State Street in Carroll. Call us at 989-673-8094 or visit us at MajesticSkyLink.com. We are your local resource for TV and internet solutions.
This is Deborah Lipian from Majestic Sky Link here in Carroll. We are your local premier dish authorized TV and internet retailer. Are you tired of waiting on hold and trying to talk to the big box companies? Why not just talk to your neighbors here at Majestic Sky Link? We pride ourselves on the great customer experience we provide for our dish TV and internet customers. Drop by Majestic Sky Link at 326 South State Street in Carroll. Call 989-673-8094 or visit us at MajesticSkylink.com. Local dealer, local service.
Hi everyone, it's Rick Lipan from Majestic Sky Link, your local dish premier retailer, TV and internet expert. In these days of fast-paced lives and fast-talking salespeople, it's nice to know you can still count on your local dish premier retailer to tell you the honest truth. Drop by Majestic Sky Link at 326 South State Street in Carroll. Call us at 989-673-8094 or visit us at MajesticSkylink.com. We are your local resource for TV and internet solutions.
This is Deborah Lipian from Majestic Sky Link here in Carroll. We are your local premier dish authorized TV and internet retailer. Are you tired of waiting on hold and trying to talk to the big box companies? Why not just talk to your neighbors here at Majestic Sky Link? We pride ourselves on the great customer experience we provide for our dish TV and internet customers. Drop by Majestic Sky Link at 326 South State Street in Carroll. Call 989-673-8094 or visit us at MajesticSkylink.com. Local dealer, local service.
Weather brought to you by Thumb Cooling and Heating, with stores in Cass City and Carroll. If you need it cold or need it hot, give Thumb Cooling and Heating a shot. I-92 weather.
I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the Thumb's Classic Rock I-92 weatherology forecast. A high wind watch begins at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning and continues until 1 a.m. Monday morning. Chance for scattered rain showers today, otherwise cloudy. Daytime highs approaching 39, winds out of the east 8 to 15 miles per hour. Cloudy again tonight, scattered thunderstorms likely 36. 1 to 2 inches of snow today through tomorrow. And that's the Thumb's Classic Rock I-92 weather forecast. I'm weatherology meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Currently, it's 31.
Welcome back to the only complete high school sports talk show in the Thumb. Let's talk sports. Now sit down, or I'll turn this thing around.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is Bob. I'm team manager for my life. Let's go back to more Let's Talk Sports with Chris and Scott and Chris.
Thank you, Bob.
You notice who we mentioned first, don't you?
Christian. Well, he always, when he calls, who's he look for first?
Me.
Christian there?
Yeah.
Yeah, Christian's here.
Exactly.
And then he forgets that all about us. So.
Well, especially Chris.
Yeah.
If you would have eaten his popcorn.
I'm never here, so I know it is on me.
I'm not the bad guy anymore because Chris threw it away. Oh, but he found his shirts. I tell you that.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Awesome.
We talked to him, last
Yeah,
Saturday.
that's right, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he said, that's right. That's when I talked to him. I knew I talked to him some point in time, so I'm glad he found him. And then I gave Ben a shirt the other day when I was over in Sandusky.
Mm-hmm.
He thought it was Christmas morning. Oh, my goodness. He was excited. He took it, set his camera down, split from the gym, just disappeared. I'm sitting by his camera. I'm like, where'd he go? He must have went out to his car to put it in his car so it'd be safe. And Ben's camera's just sitting there. No. He must put it out in his car, and his camera's just sitting there. I'm like, I guess I'm supposed to watch this. I can't leave. So then he came back like 20 minutes later with candy and stuff. I'm like, what's going on? Babysitting his camera. Anyways, nonetheless, we are back here. Let's Talk Sports, brought to you by Air Advantage Classic Rock I-92. Scott Bowlesby, Christian Zalek, Chris Wilcox in the house, and we got the Kingston Lady Cards. Right now, we're going to throw it back on over to the side of the desk where Chris loves to do the interviews.
He does.
I let him take over. I just let him do the talking when it comes to this stuff.
You don't have to do that. Coach Green, good to have you here this morning.
Yeah, thanks for having us over.
Hey, I got a question. Going into the season, what was your goals for these girls coming into the season with the schedule that you had in front of them?
Well, I think the goal with this group, of course, is we'd like to first of all take care of our league and in the holiday tournament there down in Brown City. But the long range goal is to get back to that quarterfinal game and try to have a different result than it was last year. So, with that said, you talked about the schedule. We had a lot of non-league openings this year, and so we put it out there to some, a little bit further away area schools to see if we could pick up some games, and we got some interesting games this year on the schedule. And I mean, this coming week's a good example of that. And we've had a lot of them home too, which was kind of nice. And this week we're home with Saginaw Swan Valley, and then on Thursday, we're hosting Lapeer. So just seeing some different types of teams, I guess. Thumb area teams. You kind of get used to playing each other, I guess, a little bit, and when you go out and play teams from not in the area, they have a little bit different style play, and that's something. It's good exposure for us, and hopefully their learning experiences, win or lose.
Well, I noticed one of those games on the schedule that really stuck out to me was the Burton Bendel. Obviously, last year with the results that happened over there in Burton Bendel, and not the greatest of shooting that night. Tell me a little bit about the setup of the gymnasium itself, and I'm assuming that's what kind of came into play this year with the scheduling also.
Well, that one, I put out a lot of emails to see who wanted to play, and that was a team that did contact us back, and we actually were scheduled to play them at home. But when we noticed that the quarterfinal game was going to be at Bendel again, I called them up and asked if they'd like to host that game. And so that's kind of how that came about. And their team, they were missing their best player the night that we went down there. They had a very good player who had an ACL injury. So when we walked in the gym, we were expecting her to be there, and she wasn't. And they were pretty young and inexperienced. But the fact, part of it was playing a good team, and the other part was being able to play in that gym. And just, it's different there. You don't have the wall right behind the basket, and so it's a little bit different because of that. But, last week when we were down in Oxford, there was the same type of, I guess, different type of gym like that. And so I think it's just all those experiences, that the plan is for them to put them all together. And so we're, playing our best at the end of the year.
Well, so far the only two losses on the season, obviously, are to D1 schools, and going out looking for that competition, rightfully so, as you have done, has produced thus far in a lot of those games. But I know there's I'm sure that the ladies can attest to this too. You probably want those games back, right? Because those are games that you had in control to a certain level, but kind of let slip away. But tell me a little bit. Lapeer, did Lapeer reach out to you, or did you guys reach out to Lapeer?
Well, the Lapeer game, we had Flint Powers on our schedule.
Yep.
Flint, and then when all the snow days happened, that game got canceled. It was rescheduled, and then they contacted us a couple of days later saying that they no longer wanted to play. So we put out there on the MHSA website that we needed a game, and Lapeer was the one that contacted us first. And so that's kind of how that turned out, and they wanted to come to Kingston, so that's how we got that game.
Okay. Awesome. Which one of you ladies want to step on up first? Is there any willing ladies? No? Yes? No? 1, 2, 3. Jillian, step up to the mic. Boom. Just like that. How you doing, Jillian?
I'm doing good.
Fantastic. Hey, your senior year, and I know that a majority of you girls have been in the studio before, and I don't want to repeat any kind of questions or anything like that, but you ladies have a lot of role models that look up to you on the hardwood that are obviously younger, and the younger girls that are coming up through the program. Tell me a little bit about how you try to play a role onto that.
I don't know. I guess it's kind of hard to explain, but sometimes I think I don't really realize how many people are looking up to me, but just really going out there every night and playing our best, and no matter what happens, just having a good outlook. So not good sportsmanship, showing what to do.
How has this season progressed in your eyes? I mean, has it come along like you thought it would? And obviously, I'm assuming this question's going to be a stupid type question, but where do you plan on seeing yourself here in about another 3-4 weeks?
Well, I mean, I know our goal this season is to go further than we have in the past, but we kind of, I guess this year we kind of had a little trouble with really going hard, but I think these past few weeks we really have shown up.
Okay. Which other girl wants to step up to the mic? Or do I get to pick? Do I get to pick? 1, 2, we're picking. Hannah, step on up. Does your brother dunk on you all the time?
No.
Is that where he practices at? No? No? Oh, okay. All right. It seems like I'm seeing highlights all the time. I was just wondering if he dunks on you at home or something like that.
No.
I'm not for sure. No, it's not okay. All right. Fantastic. Hannah, tell me a little bit about your role on the team this year and how you've kind of come about.
I don't know. I like to say that I step up when I need to, and I put a lot of time into it all the time. So I like to see it when it pays off.
So has it paid off?
Yeah.
Yeah, rightfully
Yeah.
so, right?
Yeah.
So you had a hot hand kind of in the middle of the season where you were leading scorer quite a few games in a row. Tell me a little bit about those games and how that kind of came about.
I don't know. I just if it happens, then it happens. I don't plan. We're all good players, so one of us just takes it that night.
So what you're saying is it's because of these girls that you score the points. Is what you're saying? Yeah. Okay. Rightfully so. I absolutely understand. You got a great group of girls around you. Tell me a little bit about the practices. Your ladies' practices. I mean, how intense do they get, or how relaxed are they?
Sometimes they can get pretty intense when we're all trying really hard. We like to push each other. In the beginning of the season, we started off kind of slow, but I think practices have got a lot more intense, getting ready for, the playoffs and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's next? Emily, step up. Step up, Emily. Come on. She's shaking her head. She's like, no, I'm not coming up here. How are you doing, Emily?
Good.
Good?
Yeah.
Do you like to talk?
No.
No, perfect. Well, all right, I'll keep this simple. We'll talk about the basketball side of it, but I want to talk about you just signed on. About a month ago now, right?
Yeah.
About a month ago. Tell me a little bit about heading on to college to run some. Is it just going to be track or is it going to be cross?
It's just cross.
Just cross. Okay. Yeah. Tell me a little bit about signing on to go run cross.
It was kind of a hard decision because I don't really I'm not familiar with the area, and I haven't ran cross for very long. I ran cross for 3 years, so I don't know. I'm nervous about it, and I had a lot of other decisions too.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was gonna say, obviously, a lot of you girls are in your senior year, and you have choices to make that are well beyond this. When you make those decisions, I mean, what part of your decision making goes into that process?
Just whatever feels right.
Just whatever feels right? You're like, I'm just going to go with it.
Yeah.
We're going to wing it?
Mm-hmm.
How are your parents taking it?
They're
excited? Are they excited?
Do what you want. Do what you think is best for you. I mean, they don't really care. They care what I do, but they don't.
We don't care what you do. Just go do whatever you want.
Just get out of the house.
Yeah, get out of here.
They know I'm going to make the best decision for me.
Good. Well, I don't want to keep you too long because I know you don't like to talk. So, with that said, Brooke, step on up here. Brooke, you like to talk, right?
Sometimes. Yes.
I heard yes. So, Brooke, tell me a little bit about the role that you play on the team, and tell me kind of like what you're looking forward. I don't want to look past this year, but tell me what you're looking at come next year as well.
I think I play a role of being quick and hustling and always trying to get a loose ball or something, just trying to get back on that play and run everything again. Next year, I'm looking forward to keeping the name we have on Kingston girls basketball for sure. I definitely do not want to let any of these girls down. They've made a name for us, and I don't want to mess that up for sure next year.
Well, that's something that a lot of the girls have done coming through the program here as of late, and there's a streak running now, right?
Yes.
And there's always that potential of, what you have in the back of the mind is a letdown. Tell me, I guess a little bit about. I don't want to say of a letdown, but tell me what your thoughts were taking that first loss this year to Utica Eisenhower.
I felt like in the beginning of the game we didn't come out as strong. I felt like we watched a lot of gameplay and that we had like a set mind on it, but we didn't think about like other things that they could have ran, other things that could have came into the scenario when we did end up, when they ended up coming up on the scoreboard. And I felt like in the beginning of the season when we ended up losing that game, our practices weren't as hard, that we weren't taking practices as serious. So right now that we're taking practice serious and we're going hard every practice that we do, I think we're ready for any more games like that to come.
Yeah, absolutely. With that being said, Carly, step on up here real quick. I know you're over there. I got a specific question for you. I asked one of your teammates actually after the Utica loss. Does this take pressure off of you guys after a loss like that? I mean, especially after the season that you ladies had last year.
I don't know. I guess I would say no. Just because like everybody has high expectations for us and like they know that what we're capable of, and so like after the Utica game, it was a bummer that we lost by like that much, but like I don't know, I guess people still hold us to the high expectations that they always have.
Well, I think there's an expectation, right? And you girls set the expectation. It's not the fans themselves. It's you girls, and understandably, rightfully so, that you think that the fans out there hold you to a higher standard because of the seasons that you ladies have had. Right. But looking past that, I mean, does it have to be like a little like kind of a sigh of relief? Like, okay, listen, we took a loss. Now let's go on and let's do what we do.
Yeah, because like. Last year with having like the undefeated season that we had, we didn't really like have that feeling of losing. So like this year when we took that first loss, it was kind of like it was going to push us to be better. And so, yeah, I guess it was.
Tell me a little bit about the Oxford game. It was a pretty tight game. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to make it due to some work stuff. But tell me a little bit about the game itself, and obviously we know the outcome. You lost by a point, but tell me kind of about the game back and forth a little bit, and the experience that game's going to bring you down the road as well.
I think that was a really good experience for us because, like, our league play like this year hasn't really been too tough. So like all the non-league games that we have to make the most of if we want to get better. And I'd say that they were like one of the first teams that we've played in since before Christmas that like really was an intense game. And it was so back and forth, and they came at us with an intense defense. And I just think that that's going to help us get better. That's something we got to work on over the next couple of weeks.
Did they have a student section down there? I mean, was it no, there wasn't any kind of student section at all?
No, there wasn't.
Oh man.
It was. I think there were more Kingston fans than Oxford fans.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Interesting. Very, very well. Yeah. Kingston does travel well. I mean, but that's very interesting to hear that. Peyton, you want to step on up here? Aye, she says. Aye. How's it going, Peyton?
It's going.
It's going, she says. It's going. How's your cereal treating you?
I really haven't been eating none.
What?
That's the problem. I'm
that is the problem.
It is. You're right.
I should have brought a box, and so that way you could have just took them with you.
You should have.
Peyton, tell me a little bit about your role this year on the team and how the season's come along so far.
On the team, I feel like my role is like during practices to push the girls as hard as I can, and during games step up and keep things going. I don't know. I just gotta treat every game like it's my last, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
It will be there before you know it. Trust
right?
me.
Yeah.
Trust me. Unfortunately, it will be there before you know it. And whether it's ending on a very, very high note or a low note, the games go quickly. The years go quickly. Tell me a little about the in school. Are you guys? I mean, when it comes to the games at home in Kingston, how's the student section for you guys?
There's not really a student
There's
section.
not a student section.
No.
So are we going to call the boys out on the radio right now? Because I'll call them out for you. I'll call them out for you.
We don't want that again.
No, we don't want that. Okay. All right. I was going to call them out for you, but all right.
I mean, that's,
all right. Well,
that's what we do best.
Yeah. I call anybody out on the radio. That's fine with me.
Really?
Yeah. No, not really. Sorry.
Not yet.
Not yet. But all right. So
darn it.
So moving on.
I had to jump on that one.
Yeah, we don't want that to go anywhere, Christian.
Hey, I got the story.
Yeah. So moving on to the season, you ladies are heading into your district play. You ladies get out of districts, heading to regionals. Got regionals at home. Mm-hmm. That's got to be a pretty nice feeling, having regionals at home and not having to travel off somewhere pretty far, right?
Yeah.
What's the thought process heading into regionals? I mean, obviously I'm sure you want to capture regionals, and I know that a team goal is to make it back to at least the quarters for sure. How do you envision that going? And do you see you guys still cutting down the nets over there in Kingston? Yeah, possibly.
Yeah,
possibly.
That would be a goal. Yeah.
That'd be a goal. So
get a regional final there, and the boys cut it down last night.
Okay.
And so the girls are wondering, why didn't we cut it?
So nets are coming. So what you're saying is nets are coming down, right? Yeah, nets are coming down.
Yeah.
All right. With Peyton, tell me the Oxford loss that was handed to you ladies. How did that loss compare to a Utica Eisenhower loss? Did it compare, or was there maybe a different atmosphere?
The atmosphere was definitely different than Eisenhower. I feel like Eisenhower was a little more intense than Oxford was, and I feel like we kind of went in and took Oxford for granted, and we started slow, and I guess it came and bit us in the butt pretty much. And so I mean, we did lose, yeah, but I feel like
we still had a good outcome even if we did lose.
Right. Well, I'm sitting over here talking about the losses, but we're going to talk about the wins here shortly. Scotty, you want to take a break, and we'll come on back for
whatever
some
you want to
more?
do.
Absolutely.
No, Bub's calling.
Uh-oh.
Take it real quick?
Sure.
Why not?
All right. Let's talk sports. Good morning.
This is Bob.
Hey, Bob, what's up, man?
We won last night.
You did win last night. You had a big win last night.
Big one.
Alex Heisner having a big game against Ubley.
Kind of a freaky, nasty game.
We had a lot of threes last night.
Really?
A lot of threes?
Heisner had 6 the first half.
Wow. That's awesome.
6 threes?
I think we had 15 of them.
Yeah, he's right.
Wow.
6 or 12 Heisner.
That's awesome.
Wow.
15 total. That's incredible.
The kids played well last night. I'm proud of them.
Sounds like it.
Don't you guys question Bob? He remembers.
I wasn't questioning it. That's a lot of threes.
It is.
questioning
That's a lot.
Bob.
I did. I
you were
questioned. I'm
questioning
sorry,
Bob.
Bob.
Heisner had 24 last night.
Wow.
Don't question
so he got
Bob.
Player of the week. Player of the week.
Oh, are you already?
Player of the week.
Are you?
Sounds pretty darn good.
Nostra Bubness.
Yes.
Are you predicting the future, Bob?
Where are you guys going next week?
We don't know yet.
What districts?
We're not sure yet. We haven't figured out what district we're going to go to yet.
Guess where I'm going Thursday?
I'm going to guess. Where are you going Thursday?
Kingston.
Kingston?
Oh.
Did they know you're coming?
Should we warn them?
Are you guys going?
Coach Green said you're always welcome in Kingston.
Because they play Lapeer.
Yeah.
Yep.
We'll probably be over there. Yep. At least enjoying it one way or another.
Because I want to go watch my niece.
Yeah.
I'm going with the referees.
Ah.
Oh, yeah, okay. Excellent.
Hey, did you hear what happened Spruce Creek Thursday?
What's that?
Did you hear what happened Spruce Creek Thursday?
No, what happened?
A fight broke out.
A fight broke out where?
Wow.
At Spruce Creek at the JV game.
Swartz Creek? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Really?
Did you see it on TV?
Four Fledgy players in Spruce Creek.
Aye.
They needed you there to break it up.
And the police players went way down on the floor.
Wow. Thank goodness we don't have that stuff in the thumb.
Because my buddy Frank had the game, and his buddy called. Called him, told him about the Spruce Creek game.
Bob's our inside scoop when it comes to officials.
And I went to McDonald's again.
Wow, look at
You
that.
did? What'd you have?
With referees.
Ah.
So,
I got spoiled.
Oh, they bought it for you?
Yeah, that's the same way for Creek takes me every time they come here.
Look at that.
Outstanding.
How awesome, Bob.
Huh?
Said how awesome.
So I take it that crew is working a lot in Marlette.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah, buddy.
How's my niece doing?
She's doing pretty good. She's getting better every day.
She's on JV?
She's still on JV, yeah. But she's going to come up for districts.
Oh, good. Tell her I said hi.
I sure will.
All right, Bob. Who are you rooting for tomorrow? Who are you rooting for tomorrow? Michigan or Michigan State?
Go Spartans.
Oh,
Still haven't figured that one out yet. Wrong color.
This should be one awesome game.
It should be an awesome
a
game.
very good game.
Should be a lot of fun.
But go blue.
Exactly.
Go Spartans.
No.
Well, with that being said, Bob, we got to let you go.
Yeah, that's
now.
one of those words that's not allowed on the air.
Exactly. All right, Bob. Well, you have a great weekend, man. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
All right, we'll see you.
See you, buddy.
See you, bud.
All right, Bob there, obviously. Number one fan.
Yes, he is.
From Marlette. And rooting for the wrong team still. Still can't figure that out. We'll get him. We'll get him on our side eventually. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back. We got more Let's Talk Sports. Once again, brought to you by Air Advantage. It's all right here. Classic Rock on 92. Stick around.
Classic Rock
Everyone, it's Rick Lipan from Majestic Sky Link, your local Dish premier retailer, TV, and internet expert. In these days of fast-paced lives and fast-talking salespeople, it's nice to know you can still count on your local Dish premier retailer to tell you the honest truth. Drop by Majestic Sky Link at 326 South State Street in Carroll. Call us at 989-673-8094 or visit us at MajesticSkyLink.com. We are your local resource for TV and internet solutions.
This is Deborah Lipian from Majestic Sky Link here in Carroll. We are your local premier Dish authorized TV and internet retailer. Are you tired of waiting on hold and trying to talk to the big box companies? Why not just talk to your neighbors here at Majestic Sky Link? We pride ourselves on the great customer experience we provide for our Dish TV and internet customers. Drop by Majestic Sky Link at 326 South State Street in Carroll. Call 989-673-8094 or visit us at MajesticSkylink.com. Local dealer, local service.
Hi everyone, it's Rick Lipan from Majestic Sky Link, your local Dish premier retailer, TV, and internet expert. In these days of fast-paced lives and fast-talking salespeople, it's nice to know you can still count on your local Dish premier retailer to tell you the honest truth. Drop by Majestic Sky Link at 326 South State Street in Carroll. Call us at 989-673-8094 or visit us at MajesticSkylink.com. We are your local resource for TV and internet solutions.
This is Deborah Lipian from Majestic Sky Link here in Carroll. We are your local premier Dish authorized TV and internet retailer. Are you tired of waiting on hold and trying to talk to the big box companies? Why not just talk to your neighbors here at Majestic Sky Link? We pride ourselves on the great customer experience we provide for our Dish TV and internet customers. Drop by Majestic Sky Link at 326 South State Street in Carroll. Call 989-673-8094 or visit us at MajesticSkylink.com. Local dealer, local service.
Hi everyone, it's Rick Lipan from Majestic Sky Link, your local Dish premier retailer, TV, and internet expert. In these days of fast-paced lives and fast-talking salespeople, it's nice to know you can still count on your local Dish premier retailer to tell you the honest truth. Drop by Majestic Sky Link at 326 South State Street in Carroll. Call us at 989-673-8094 or visit us at MajesticSkylink.com. We are your local resource for TV and internet solutions.
This is Deborah Lipian from Majestic Sky Link here in Carroll. We are your local premier Dish authorized TV and internet retailer. Are you tired of waiting on hold and trying to talk to the big box companies? Why not just talk to your neighbors here at Majestic Sky Link? We pride ourselves on the great customer experience we provide for our Dish TV and internet customers. Drop by Majestic Sky Link at 326 South State Street in Carroll. Call 989-673-8094 or visit us at MajesticSkylink.com. Local dealer, local service.
Hi everyone, it's Rick Lipan from Majestic Sky Link, your local Dish premier retailer, TV, and internet expert. In these days of fast-paced lives and fast-talking salespeople, it's nice to know you can still count on your local Dish premier retailer to tell you the honest truth. Drop by Majestic Sky Link at 326 South State Street in Carroll. Call us at 989-673-8094 or visit us at MajesticSkylink.com. We are your local resource for TV and internet solutions.
This is Deborah Lipian from Majestic Sky Link here in Carroll. We are your local premier Dish authorized TV and internet retailer. Are you tired of waiting on hold and trying to talk to the big box companies? Why not just talk to your neighbors here at Majestic Sky Link? We pride ourselves on the great customer experience.
We are back. It is Let's Talk Sports, Classic Rock I-92. Scott Bowlesby, Christian Zalick, Chris Wilcox, Kingston Lady Cards, Coach Green, Luke's out there. Everybody's here today.
Woohoo!
Al was downstairs.
Al had the radio on, and as I walked by, he says,
"Oh, Christian's playing our feedback too."
Sorry.
As I walk by, Al says, "Oh, hey, look, there's the guy that's always fashionably late."
Is he still here?
That's me. Yeah, he was.
Or
down
was
there.
at least.
He was down there.
All right. Did you figure out where we're going next?
Yeah, absolutely. Mr. Long, step on up. She's like, "No, come on, it's all right. Your family's rooting for you right now." You're like, no.
I don't know.
I have no. They don't have to turn the radio on, right? So we're good. So they're at least listening, right?
They might not even own a radio. I mean,
maybe
half
you
people
guys
don't
own a radio.
anymore.
Yeah, we
You guys own the radio.
They're one of the rare ones that still
Right.
have a radio sitting around.
I know, right?
Radio, that's
What's
my
that?
phone, isn't it?
What's that? They turn it on to FM. Hopefully, it's not on AM.
It's that weird thing in the car.
He's like, I have no idea.
Christian doesn't even know what AM is.
No, I don't. Well, no, I still listen to WJR and WWJ constantly. So,
Okay.
but on my phone.
We run the Michigan games on
Yes,
our AM
yeah.
side, so we're probably the coolest AM station around, right?
Yes.
Kenny, you don't like
Has
to
to be.
talk?
No.
No, we can keep this short. We can keep this short. Is that all right?
Yep.
Like, how short do you want to keep it?
Really, really short.
She's done. She's
You're done. Boom. That's it. No, stick here. Tell me a little bit about your role on the team, and then what you do to help the players in practice.
Well, I feel like my role is kind of different than everyone else's. Like, when I'm on the bench, I'm always cheering, and I don't know. Even if they do something like they don't want to, I'm like, it's okay. You know, I don't know.
Well, but it's good. I mean, you have to. There's always a type of role for each player, right?
Yeah.
And you understand that role, whether it's the encouragement role, the leadership role, things of that nature.
Mhm.
And obviously, you're kind of sitting in that encouragement role, which is absolutely great because that's what some of the girls need, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they come off the floor, and I mean, whether you're talking to them, letting them know, hey, it's all right, maybe even showing them, hey, maybe you could do something different, things of that nature. Tell me a little bit about the season, though, for you, Kenna. I mean, how has the season kind of played out in your eyes, and what are you expecting?
Well, I think it's been pretty good. I mean, I don't really know. I hope we go far this year, farther than we have.
What are the chances, you think?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. That's what I like to hear. Kind of with that being said, I'll keep it short. I know you don't like to talk, so thank you very much. Anna, where you at? Step on up. How's it going, Anna? You can move that. Here, we can move that wherever you want. I'm like this guy. Just keep it moving up, right? You're tall. Where do you get the height from?
I don't know.
You're taller than your brother.
Yeah, I'm pretty close.
You're pretty close. I think you are, aren't you, or no?
No, he's around 6 foot.
Oh, okay. I thought you were taller than your brother. I didn't realize.
Didn't we ask him last year, and he made her like an inch shorter than him?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. He's like, oh well,
She's almost there.
Yeah, exactly. Anna, tell me a little bit about your role on the team this year.
I don't know. Like, I kind of have like a good role, I guess. Like in practices, I'm like playing defense and like offense, so like the starters can play their defense, and I don't know, just like I have a role.
You have that role, and you abide by that role, right?
Mm-hmm.
Per se, anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me your favorite memory so far in the season.
Oh, I don't know. I just like spending time with the girls. Like, even if like it's just like a league game or just any game, we're always like in the locker room, like jamming out to music, singing. Like, I don't know, just like
Who's timeout? Who's singing? Who's singing? Everybody?
Everyone.
Oh, Brooke's all like, oh, it's me. Don't worry, it's me. I was over
There's
here.
dancing, and it's just like a jam fest in the locker room.
See, girls have fun before the games, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do any of you headbang before the game?
Yeah.
There's two girls on the Carol squad that apparently go listen to metal music and headbang.
Yeah, and
before the game.
headbang.
Really?
Yeah.
Remember Ashley
Yeah,
Murphy
that's
and
right.
was it Kendall Root?
Yeah, it's
Yep.
Murphy.
Yeah, exactly.
So no headbangers in here? No like heavy metal? No? Okay. That's a good thing. At least you're not getting whiplash before the game.
Well, it sounds like we need to introduce him to some 80s rock and roll.
Yeah,
heavy
right.
metal. Come on, Coach.
Coach says yes. Yes, we do.
We got some Greta
Yes, we do.
fans. I mean, they're
Yeah.
close. They're getting there.
Anna, tell me a little bit about season's not done yet, but tell me a little bit about what you think your role is going to be coming up for next year.
I don't know. Like, even though I'm tall, like he's got me playing as like a wing or like a guard. So like, and like most of our like guards and stuff are leaving next year. So, like, I feel like I might have a bigger role than I'm used to. So.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I don't know. I feel
In
like
your
it's
eyes.
a good thing, but, like, I got to step up my game for sure.
So when you step up your game, what are you doing to step up your game?
I know. I got to, like, work harder and put in more hours, like, come up for everything and just, like, put it all in.
Do a lot of you girls participate in some of the camps or because I know you run a summer camp, right, Coach Green? A summer ball? You have?
Yeah, we play a summer ball. Yeah.
Okay. Do a lot of you girls participate in the summer ball if you're able to? Yeah. Yeah. So is that kind of one of the things that you're talking about? Whether it's a team camp or summer ball or anything like that? I mean, is that some of the stuff that you're looking at?
Yeah, and, like, open gyms and stuff, like, just being, like, in the gym, like, almost 24/7, just, like, putting in work.
All the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. All right. Lily, step on up. What's up, Lily? How you doing?
I'm doing good.
How good?
Pretty good.
That's it, just pretty good?
Really good? Yeah.
Okay, all right, fantastic. No, Lily, tell me a little bit about your senior year, how things have gone thus far, and where you see the next step being for the girls.
For the girls? Senior year's been pretty good. I mean, we've had our ups and downs and stuff, like the losses. I kind of downs, but at the same time, they're a little bit of an up because, like, competition. But where do I see us? Getting past quarters.
Getting past quarters.
That's what I'm looking at.
That's a great goal. I mean, obviously, it's been a struggle over the past couple of years, and the goals are out there, right? As rightfully as they should be. Lily, tell me a little bit. You've grown up kind of in a basketball family.
A little bit.
a little bit. Tell me a little bit about growing up in that family and how it's kind of helped you out.
Well, it's helped me out because my mom and dad basically coached me when I was younger and, like, coming up into basketball. So that was probably the main factor of why I even play basketball, is because they
Would
got
you
me
not
into
Would
it.
you not play basketball if they didn't get you into it?
No, well, yeah, I would play, but I don't think I would have been as motivated.
Okay.
Maybe. They really did motivate me to play and really made me love the sport, I guess.
So I believe your dad was on a 20-0 team as well, if I'm thinking right. So, I mean, is that one of those things that you kind of like, hey, Dad, don't worry, I got one of those too type thing? You're like, hey, it's right here.
I haven't
here.
pulled that card yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. I
Not
still
yet?
think he'd take me in one-on-one. So
I don't know. He's getting pretty old. He can still move though.
He's crafty.
He is crafty. He is very crafty. He is very crafty. Do you ball with a lot of the boys then?
I'll go up to open gyms and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I used to sneak into, like, practices and shoot off to the side, but that's about it.
That's about it.
Yeah, they don't like take me seriously. They don't set, like, a pick on me. I'm like, don't be scared.
You're like, don't be. That's when you give them the arm.
Not
That's
because
when, like,
not
you give them
because
the
I'm,
arm.
like, scary or something. It's just because, like, I'm a girl.
Right. Yeah. Don't hurt me type thing.
Yeah. I'm like, no, it's fine.
I'm all right. We can play. We can play basketball, right?
Yeah.
So your senior year, tell me a little bit about the memories that have been made and the next step that you're taking once your senior year is over.
Oh, there's so many memories.
What's the best one that you have?
Best one from this year, or just
in general? In general. Yep. So your freshman to your now senior year.
I'd say so far this year, one of the best ones was our volleyball regional win. That was pretty awesome. Yeah. That was probably
that was huge.
Mm-hmm.
That was very, very big. What are your plans for after school? You got any plans yet?
I'm looking to play college ball, I think. Just got to find a place. I've got a couple places that I've been looking at and have talked to me, and
Can you mention those places or no?
Mention like St. Clair, Albion.
Okay.
I haven't made any decisions yet.
Is there a program that you're looking to get into? That's kind of like help and sway your decision, or not?
Not necessarily, no.
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 Who's the player in their juniors that's on the team right now that you see stepping up big next year for the ladies?
Out of the underclassmen?
Yeah.
Oh, you can't make me say that.
I can make.
I think all of them are gonna step up.
That's all you have to say.
Yeah.
I'm not asking if you have to pick one out. You can say that.
Yeah, no, I think all of them are gonna step up big time, and I believe that they'll be real motivated too. Also, I think they want to fill some shoes.
So you ladies have kind of set a streak out there, and a lot of good things have happened thus far. I think one of the biggest, the coolest things thus far is you were able to win on the new court for volleyball. That was a huge thing. League champs. One of the other things, obviously, winning the league title as well. And now you get to turn around and play regionals at home. Yep. Hopefully, I don't want to count the eggs before they're hatched, but more than likely you'll be playing regionals at home. That will be the last time that a lot of you girls step on the home court. Tell me what kind of emotions could be potentially running through your head.
Yeah. Wow. I haven't really thought about it. It's one of those, like, I'm going to avoid it until it happens kind of emotions, but I don't think it'll be a happy necessarily night. I mean, like, it'll be happy, but it'll also be sad. So, mixed emotions.
It's mixed emotions, right?
Yeah.
Right. Absolutely.
Overwhelming.
Chris getting deep at 11 a.m.
I am, I know, right? Jerry Ling, you want to step on up here? I'll help you. There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. How you doing this morning?
I'm good.
You look tired, like you didn't get enough sleep last night.
I'm good.
No, you're good?
Just my face.
Just,
I always look.
Just my face.
I always look tired.
I always look tired. So you're not always sleeping in class or anything, right? It's just how I look. Oh, it's come out. So she sleeps in class is what we're saying, huh, ladies? Doesn't even go to class.
Wow.
What kind of programs are run?
Coach, we might have to talk.
I got good grades.
I got good grades. That's all that matters. Speaking of those grades, what do you plan? What are your intentions after you're done with school?
I plan on going to Oakland University for nursing.
Nursing.
Mm-hmm.
What brought you to nursing?
Well, I just find it, like, kind of interesting, I guess, because I want to specialize to be a neonatal. Like, that's my main goal. So that just, I can just see myself doing that, and they make bank.
So, and they make bank.
She's honest.
Boom. Mic drop. We make bank. That's all that matters. Jerry Lynn, tell me, we know a little bit about your role, but tell some of the listeners out there about the role that you have on the team this year.
So I don't do much shooting, but when there's an open shot, when there is a wide open lane, I'll take that. But I'm more of a passer, I guess. I think my role kind of is just to, help my team, help make the girls better.
Has this season been better than last season?
I think so personally, yes, just because I think that it's good that we lost. I think that we needed to lose just to get that kind of eye-opener, to learn from our losses.
Learn from the losses, learn from mistakes,
right?
Essentially, so that way you can make that deeper run past the quarters.
Like playing different teams, better teams, it kind of opens our eyes to new things to do, new tricks, and so we learn and we take and we, play like the other tems.
This upcoming week with Swan Valley and Lapeer, a couple other D1 schools.
Right.
What's the outlook? I mean, what do you think practices is going to look like? And where do you guys see yourself finishing off the season?
Well, just like the last couple of weeks with these bigger games, I think our practices are going to be intense. We're going to be competitive, and I definitely think that we're going to compete with Swan Valley and Lapeer. I don't know if the results are going to come out like Oxford or Utica, but I definitely think they're going to be competitive games, and they're going to be different styled games. I think Lapeer is going to be playing differently than Swan Valley.
At the beginning of the season, when you saw the schedule, what was your initial thought?
I was super excited. Not to put any shame on our league, but it kind of gets tiring.
Right.
Not tiring, but old, and so it's good to see new competition and play higher up teams.
So when you step foot on the court, let's say down in Oxford, you're in a a bigger gymnasium, kind of the same thing in Burton Bendel.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of flow is going through your body before the game? I mean, is it all butterflies, or are you amped to play the game?
Kind of a mixture of both. I love personally playing in the bigger gyms. I just think it's more intense and it's a better feeling, I guess. It just kind of heightens the game compared to
the small
gyms.
school. So what did you ladies have a chance to talk with any of the Utica players? I know that obviously they play in a lot of bigger gymnasiums. So, I mean, did they say anything about coming up here to Kingston to play in a smaller set or a smaller gymnasium? I mean, was there anything said at all, or not?
I know I don't know if it was if it was coach or it was coach. They contacted us and said, that they were super excited and grateful that they were able to play at Kingston and kind of see that kind of style of basketball and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that's something obviously a big school like that doesn't get to see all the time.
Right.
So, Cam, you want to step on up after you're moistening your lips or whatever you're doing? What are you doing over there?
Putting
chapstick on. Okay, all right. How's it going, Cam?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Plans for after school, after this senior year?
I plan to attend Ferris State.
Henceforth, the sweatshirt that you're wearing, right?
Yeah, go
Okay,
Bulldogs.
there you go.
Mm-hmm.
No Delta things in here?
Pioneer
Pride?
No Delta.
To study what?
Elementary education or psychology.
Awesome.
Or both, right? Elementary
both, yeah.
psychology education,
that's what
like just weave them together.
Yeah, I'm
try to understand those
pretty much goes hand in hand.
Yeah, right.
You guys can help me figure out my child. That would be awesome. I still haven't figured him out.
Yeah, good luck with that.
You never really do.
Yeah, right.
Cam, so far, freshman to senior year, best memory that you have?
Ooh, that's definitely a difficult one, but I'm honestly going to have to go back to freshman year in our regional final game when we went into overtime and beat Bay City All Saints. That was probably the most fun game that I...
That was a big game. I remember that was...
Yeah, it was a long time ago, but...
Akron Fairgrove, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's...
We had a huge student section. It was so loud in there, and it was great. But...
Yeah, that was the atmosphere in there was definitely jumping for sure. I remember that.
Yeah. Is that the quarters on Davison?
Yes.
Yeah, we went into overtime in Davison too, but
that's right.
it didn't
first
turn out so well. But,
first quarterfinal game we called.
Yeah, that was the first ever quarterfinal game that we called. So, tell me a little bit about this year in this group of girls compared to maybe years past. How does maybe this group of girls compare to years past?
I feel like we all would have to say it was a little bit different at the beginning of the year. I mean, we were used to playing volleyball together and stuff, but basketball is always a different story. But I think we mesh well. A lot of us hang out outside of school, so we all get along.
Well, that's good. I mean, you don't want to not get along, but that's that's always a positive thing. Cam, tell me a little bit about your role this year on the team and where you see the next step being for you ladies.
My role is, I usually don't score as much as everybody else. I'm more of the defensive player. I usually most of the times have to guard. They're either the best player or second best or something.
Hence the defensive player of the year.
Henceforth the defensive player.
There you go.
So I think I a lot of times have to take lead and call out plays and stuff.
So you mentioned not scoring as many points as the other girls, things of that nature. The scoring usually is pretty spread out every single game with you girls.
No,
so tell me a little bit about that as well, because you girls aren't one of those teams where you see somebody putting up 20, 25 points, 17, 18 points a game. Tell me a little bit about that as well.
I honestly think it's great that we have so many people that can score, and if there is one night that one girl is going good or has a hot hand, we make sure to get it to them, and we don't really care who scores and who doesn't.
Speaking of the hot hand, your shot from downtown the other night in Oxford, you went 4-4, I believe, right? From beyond the arc.
I think so. I don't
So
she says she doesn't keep track.
I think it was 4 of 4, wasn't it? Or 3 of 3 or something of that nature. So, yeah, big night the other night in Oxford. Talk a little about that game, or about your shooting in that game. You were the hot hand that night, and it just seemed like you couldn't miss from outside.
Yeah, I mean, that was probably the first game all season I've shot that well. But it was a good game, and I think we learned a lot from it. And it definitely kind of opened our eyes to make us see what we needed to work on for the postseason.
What are those things you need to work on for the postseason?
Probably handling pressure. You know, that was the first game I think that we got pressed in a while. So I think we need to work on breaking the press and just being more patient with the ball.
When breaking the press, is it a lot of dribbling out of the press, or is it more trying to pass out of the press?
It should be more passing.
More passing?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, fantastic. Scotty, you want to take a quick break?
Good answer.
Yeah.
If you want me to.
Take a quick break. We come on back.
All right. Yeah, we can do that. So we'll come back. Got more Let's Talk Sports here. It is Classic Rock I-92. Stay right there.
Classic Rock
Everyone, it's Rick Lipan from Majestic Sky Link, your local Dish premier retailer, TV, and internet expert. In these days of fast-paced lives and fast-talking salespeople, it's nice to know you can still count on your local Dish premier retailer to tell you the honest truth. Drop by Majestic Sky Link at 326 South State Street in Carroll. Call us at 989-673-8094 or visit us at MajesticSkyLink.com. We are your local resource for TV and internet solutions.
This is Deborah Lipian from Majestic Sky Link here in Carroll. We are your local premier Dish authorized TV and internet retailer. Are you tired of waiting on hold and trying to talk to the big box companies? Why not just talk to your neighbors here at Majestic Sky Link? We pride ourselves on the great customer experience we provide for our Dish TV and internet customers. Drop by Majestic Sky Link at 326 South State Street in Carroll. Call 989-673-8094 or visit us at MajesticSkylink.com. Local dealer, local service.
Hi everyone, it's Rick Lipan from Majestic Sky Link, your local Dish premier retailer, TV, and internet expert. In these days of fast-paced lives and fast-talking salespeople, it's nice to know you can still count on your local Dish premier retailer to tell you the honest truth. Drop by Majestic Sky Link at 326 South State Street in Carroll. Call us at 989-673-8094 or visit us at MajesticSkylink.com. We are your local resource for TV and internet solutions.
This is Deborah Lipian from Majestic Sky Link here in Carroll. We are your local premier Dish authorized TV and internet retailer. Are you tired of waiting on hold and trying to talk to the big box companies? Why not just talk to your neighbors here at Majestic Sky Link? We pride ourselves on the great customer experience we provide for our Dish TV and internet customers. Drop by Majestic Sky Link at 326 South State Street in Carroll. Call 989-673-8094 or visit us at MajesticSkylink.com. Local dealer, local service.
Winds out of the east, 8 to 15 miles per hour. Cloudy again tonight, scattered thunderstorms likely, 36. 1 to 2 inches of snow today through tomorrow. And that's the Thumb's Classic Rock I-92 weather forecast. I'm weatherology meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki. Currently, it's 32.
Let's get back to the only complete high school sports talk show in the Thumb. On FM, baby. Let's talk sports.
It is Let's Talk Sports here. Classic Rock on 92, 11:10. Obviously overtime today, which it is what it is.
You don't have to worry. Big game's not till tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. Big game coming up tomorrow. We are in the building here. And Scott Bowlesby, Christian Zalick, Chris Wilcox on in here, and the Kingston Lady Cards. Have we went through everybody?
Yeah, we have. Coach Green, you want to step back up to the mic, though, real quick? I got a couple questions for you. Coach, you've had a good coaching career so far. Where do you get the has this been something that you've always wanted to do, coaching, or has somebody kind of inspired you to coach?
Well, I've always loved basketball, I guess. I remember those days when I was their age in high school playing and the excitement that it brought about. I've told this story to a few people, but when my student teaching, I was through Michigan State. They sent me to St. John's High School, and St. John's is a Class A school just north of Lansing. And when I went in there, the principal was talking to me, and he had said, you asked me about my past, I guess, and my interest, and I talked about basketball, and his wife was actually the basketball coach for St. John's, so he right away introduced me to her, and so she was the girls' basketball coach. And her name was Beth Swears, and she, if you look on MHSAA, she's won like 400 or 500 basketball games, and I got to experience that working with the girls basketball team, and they were 20-0 that year. I just learned a lot. So, and it happened, I got a job in Cass City, and about the same time, Kingston had an opening in girls basketball back in the mid-90s, and that's where, like, I coached Lily Lyons' mom. Yep. Would have been back in those days. Hannah James's mom was on those teams, and so it was just it kind of was a good experience. I never really thought about coaching girls basketball until I had that experience at St. John's, and I've loved every minute ever. I guess
so that opportunity at St. John's kind of opened that door for you to kind of fall in love with coaching girls basketball.
Yeah, it did. It definitely did. And I had a few years there. Up in Cass City coaching boys basketball, and those were great experiences. Just a little bit about Mark Gainforth. Congratulations to him on his 400 wins. I remember coaching against him a few times in the years, and won some, lost some, I guess, against USA. But I know some of the plays that we still run here in Kingston are Gainforth plays from the back in the day, going against USA at Cass City.
Does your favorite memory through coaching so far? I mean, is there one that kind of maybe sticks out at all?
I'd go right back to that very first year of coaching basketball. I was young. Dave was with me also. My brother, Dave Green, who's been the assistant coach for every year that I've coached girls basketball. We had a team that the year before hadn't won many games, and we weren't predicted to do very well, and we ended up winning a district title that year. And I always remember that the feeling, or just seeing the joy in the girls' face after the game, and the fans, and just all those are my best memories, I would say, of basketball and coaching, is sitting back and watching the joy that the team has and the fans have after winning a big game.
So you say sitting back. I've never watched him get fired up. Is this true? I mean, is he pretty low key, ladies?
His fired up isn't like screaming.
It's not screaming and yelling. No, it's pretty low key, huh? All right. Because I was gonna say, a lot of games, I mean, when it seemed like there was a pressure situation, coach, it's whatever, just kind of rolls off, right? I mean, it's like, okay, next, what's
I'm definitely
next?
Stressed out at the time, but I guess I don't want to. I guess that's just how I handle it. We're all different, I guess, about things, and I probably learned that a lot from. I'll drop another name right now. Coach Leon Westover, who was my coach at Kingston, and he's back in Kingston now helping with the boys program. He was kind of this, I had a lot of respect for him. He was just a great coach, and I learned a lot from him also.
Real quick, Coach Green, tell me a little bit about coaching with your brother, having him as an assistant, and kind of how you guys feed off of one another, and kind of where obviously the relationship with the brotherly aspect also built into the coaching relationship as well.
It's great. It's a great relationship. He's my big brother. I've always looked up to him. Learned the game of basketball from him. Idolized him when he was in school, and he was a very good basketball player. And then we just get along well. He's all in with these girls too. He's always texting me or calling me up, or after games we watch film and talk about things we got to get better for the next couple practices and stuff. So it's been a great relationship to have, and and especially being your brother, of course, that just makes it even better.
Absolutely. Coach, real quick, I'm going to have you step aside. I'm going to ask each of these girls to step up to the mic real quick. You kind of brought up a question I wanted to ask them before we kind of head off air. Oh, my gosh. God, I just broke the mic. That's all right. Hang on a second. Peyton, you want to step on up here, and we'll just kind of just go ahead and head back to your spot. So this is going to go out to all you girls, and it's a simple response if you can think of it, and I know you're going to have to think of it pretty quick. The person that is the biggest role model in your life.
My grandpa.
Your grandpa. Anna?
Mine would probably honestly be like these girls right behind me. Like they're like just like good people.
Good people. Simple as that. Carly? Role model in your life.
Oh, I have to say both my parents.
Both of your parents.
Yeah.
All right. Lily?
Both my parents.
Emily?
My grandpa and my mom.
Jerry Lynn?
Both of my parents.
Hannah?
I'd probably say my mom and my brother.
Cam?
I would say both my parents and my volleyball coach, Beth Hunter.
Julie?
My sister and my dad.
Kenna?
Both my parents and my grandpa.
Brooke?
My mom and my grandpa.
Simple as that. Hey, ladies, thank you very much for joining us in studio today. Absolutely appreciate it. Best of luck, and I'm sure we're going to be with you on the run that you make very, very quickly. So best of luck. We'll see you out there this week. I know I'm going to at least catch one of the games. I don't know if we're doing one live or not. I don't know how that's going to work out yet. I don't know
what our week schedule is like.
Yeah, we're still on Saturday. We got plenty of time, right?
Exactly.
Friday, dude. Yeah, I know, right? Exactly. So, ladies, thank you very much. I know that you ladies don't want to be wrapped up here. Go do what you have to do, and thank you once again. Great season, and keep up the hard work. And looking forward to watching you guys in some regionals and quarters.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Good luck in the postseason.
Thanks a lot. Thanks, Coach Green. I appreciate it.
Do you want to walk him down, Chris?
Yeah, I'll walk him down. Yep.
Did you want to get the shirt too?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So, thank you to Lady Cards. We're going to stay right here with you guys because we got some other stuff to talk about. We got some games that happened last night. We got some districts coming up. We're going to try to squeeze this all in here and get things rocking and rolling here for you. So we talked about our game of the week last night. USA getting a big victory over Bad Axe. Let's jump over. Talked about the game you were at last night, Millington Frankenmuth. Millington getting this clean sweep on Frankenmuth this year on the boys' side of things, and doing it coming from behind.
Yes, great game actually by Millington.
Notice how it echoes more now.
I know. Frankenmuth jumped out to an 11-2 lead, and Millington just chipped away, and took about a 27-26 lead with about 7-8 seconds left in the first half. Frankenmuth came down, hit a triple immediately, and took a 29-27 halftime lead. And Millington continued to chip away, got up by 5 points here and there. Frankenmuth came back. Frankenmuth had a lead late in the game, 1 point lead. Millington called a timeout, inbounded the ball to Zach York, and sort of like what we saw last week, he took the ball down to the left slot area and powered his way up and got a bucket to drop. Frankenmuth immediately called a timeout with about 6 seconds left. Inbounded the ball. Millington had a foul to give and fouled him with about 2 seconds left, sort of like what we saw last week as well. And Frankenmuth inbounding the ball once again and sort of got a, I say this not necessarily as a Millington fan, but as a semi-partial observer at times, a phantom foul called by the official.
Yeah, as a outsider looking at the call, I said, was that a fall? Yes. I was watching the video, and it's just your typical, he just put his body into York straight up.
Yes.
And, I mean, it wasn't anything that was different than anything else.
So. No, and so Frankenmuth went to the line with less than a second left with a chance to tie or win the game and missed the very first end of the 1-1. And Millington gets the rebound and ends up winning the game 53-52.
I mean, yeah, you got any way you can get it. That's for sure.
Yes.
And Millington now finished second in the Tri-Valley East.
Second in the Tri-Valley East, 12 wins on the season, and not, after talking a little bit with Coach Coleman last night, not exactly what he would have expected at the beginning of the season. So
watching them against Standish Sterling at the beginning of the season, I said this might be a rough season for Millington. It's going to go as far as Zach York and Ethan Brady takes the squad. And, they've stepped up big this year. I mean, gaudy numbers on both sides you see when they're leading score. But, they've had a little bit of a supporting cast starting to show up a little bit for them. And
towards the end of the season, we were talking about earlier in the season, they need somebody to step up, get 8 to 10 points a game. Well, a couple weeks ago, it was my nephew. The one game was Braden Henderson. Last night, it ends up being Drew Germain, who hits 2 huge three-pointers in the fourth quarter. It scores 8 points total in the fourth, 10 for the game. That was the extra boost that Millington needed to pull away. So
that's all they needed to do. And now sitting at second place overall in the Tri-Valley East as they end out the season right there, and not too shabby behind a Bridgeport squad that's obviously going to make a lot of noise in the postseason. So,
yes, they will.
Congratulations to Millington getting the clean sweep over Frankenmuth, and especially going into Frankenmuth doing it. And you said, was it last week we were talking, Zach, and it was Party's sophomore year since last time they did that?
I believe so, yes.
So that was the years of Austin Levan and Sean Pardee. So it's been a little while since that's happened, but definitely feeling pretty good. And both are seniors, right, Zach and Ethan?
Zach is only a junior.
Zach's only a junior?
Yes.
Oh, wow. So you got a whole nother year of Zach York. So it should be fun to watch him next year, and more than likely that will be his team next year.
Definitely so.
So congrats to Millington, and now they're moving on into district play. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. We'll jump back over. We'll start off. Well, we covered our 2 Tri-Valley teams, so might as well go back to the Greater Thumb where we were originally with our game, and Greater Thumb West play, which there's a game we still don't know the score of. So if anybody knows the rescore out there, if they played, let us know.
I would assume they did.
I would imagine they would, but I didn't hear anything on it, and the MHSA apparently didn't hear anything on it as well because it's wasn't up there. So
the wind bomb hasn't happened yet, so they should have played.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the wind bomb. Yeah, exactly. So if anybody has the score out there, hit us up on Twitter or Facebook and let us know what the final was on that Reese. Who'd they play? Cass City?
Cass City.
Yeah. So if you know it, definitely hit us up. Let us know. But Greater Thumb Conference play. Let's see here. Let me jump on over. Okay, I'm on today. That's why it's not showing me anything. There we go. Greater Thumb Conference play outside of that. Vassar getting a win over Lakers last night. Laker boys, very up and down season for them. Started up very high, 5-0. Everyone kind of talking, hey, watch out for this squad. Took a nosedive, came into Caro, got a win over Caro in our game of the week a couple weeks ago. Maybe, they were doing all right. Get beat up bad by USA. And then, kind of just limp on into districts now as they take a thumping to Vassar. Vassar, shout out to them. They were our game of the week on Monday. They lost to Cass City. A 5-point game, definitely not an indication of how the game went. It was Cass City pretty much dominated a majority of that game. But Vassar was able to score some quick points in the end and at least close it to a 5-point game, make it look better on paper nonetheless. But, they get the win over Lakers to end out the season.
The snaps an 11-game losing streak that they had, and it's actually their first conference win in 19 tries, dating back to last season. So great win by them.
On the road, too.
On the road. Dylan Hubbard led the team with 16 points and 11 rebounds. Gideon Dom had a double-double as well, 10 points, 12 boards. And Ian Hubbard scored 12 points, while Ricardo Macon had 9 boards, and Luke Albrecht dished out 7 assists.
There you go.
So great way to enter districts for them.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. They get Millington first, right? No,
they have the winner of Millington Sass, I believe.
Okay, all right. Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
They get a bye the first round. That's right. We did look at that.
Yep.
Elsewhere in the Greater Thumb West, or actually, hang on, let me check it here. Do we have any more Greater Thumb West? Yes. Well, we had our game. Nope, that's it for Greater Thumb West. Greater Thumb East, Marlette, big win over Ubley. Flipped the score 74-47. We talked to Bob earlier, and he said that they had a big night as they shot 10 of 23 from downtown, 43% from beyond the arc. And you had Alex Heisner, 6 of 12.
10? I thought Bub said they hit 15.
I have 10, and this is from Coach Storm. So
okay.
Maybe a little bit more credible, I guess. Bub's a very credible source.
At least he had the 6 right.
He did.
Yes.
I was looking at it first. I'm like, I don't see that. Oh, yeah, there it is right there. Okay. Yeah, 50% shooting for Alex Heisner from downtown. He ended up with 24 big points last night. Very freak nasty like. Sean Quady, 14 points. Good to see him back in those double-digit scoring when Marlette needs him. And now Marlette goes into a district that it's kind of a winnable district for them.
I think so.
It's very interesting. I mean, you got K-Pac and Brown City who have...
Everyone's sort of limping into the district.
They are. And then you got Sandusky in there, Marlette's in there, Memphis, who hasn't really done anything that's impressive, Kimball Landmark, another squad that's, as far as I know, I don't know much about them, but, I had it narrowed down to a Final Four out of all the teams that are in there. So it's difficult to narrow down to... Because Chad Wingard asked me who my favorite was in that one. He was asking, kind of our insight. I'm like, I'm going to go with K-Pac off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But,
I think K-Pac probably, if you force somebody to pick, K-Pac should be the win. But, they've struggled a little bit the last couple of weeks. So
yeah, so, I mean, it's interesting going into that district play. And you got K-Pac Brown City right away. Brown City only putting up 15 points last night against Sandusky. So who knows what to expect out of that district. 14 points, as Sandusky got that win 48-14. Elsewhere from Marlette, though, last night, we'll go back to that. It was just basically Sean Quady, Alex Heisner. Those were your double-digit scores, 24 for Heisner, 14 for Quady. Again, 10 of 23 from downtown. As Marlette finishes out their season, and I believe they were at the bottom of the Greater Thumb East. No, they were not. They were 3 from the bottom. They went 6-6 in the conference, 8-12 overall. So, I mean, definitely an interesting last part of the season for Marlette as they get a win over Brown City and a win over Elbley in conference play as they head on into district play now with the possibility that they could go in there and win that district. I mean, if you got Heisner and Quady clicking on all cylinders, I mean, that's something you want to see.
That would be big.
It would be huge for them.
Yeah, that would be very, very big.
Sandusky, I said, got the win over Brown City, 48-14. No stats on that game last night. And that is all I have for your Greater Thumb play last night.
I had a couple scores, actually. Hubbard Beach over Memphis, 72-39.
I did miss that.
Yep. And then the rest is NCTL scores.
Do you have stats from that Harvard
I
game?
do not, no.
I didn't know if the Tribune had anything.
Tribune, I did not see it in there.
Okay. Elsewhere last night, do we have anything on the BWAC? I don't know if we have any scores from that game.
I can check on the MHSA website, but I
got North Branch over Elmont Girls,
Okay.
37-22, and I don't have any scores leaders on that. And then Croslex Girls knocking off Armada 63-49, and that clinches the BWAC championship for Croslex. So that's a huge plus for Kingston as they were able to knock off the BWAC champs.
Yes.
And that's big for them. So Croslex picking up that victory and taking home the BWAC championship. That's all I got for BWAC. Other than that, nobody else played last night. Boys have shut down their season until district play. I guess the only thing we have left is NCTL action from last night. Boys action, it was Burton Bentley over Akron Fairgrove, big, 80-26. In a game that I had an eye on because this is another district that's got a couple teams that can win it. Carsonville, Port Sanilac, Peck, Deckerville, those were my top 3 in that district. So let's find out what happens on Friday with that game because if Peck wins, they split the conference title with CPS. It was a 1-point win for CPS last time around. Peck comes in and gets a 48-29 win against CPS at CPS last night. They split the conference title, and now they go on into district play with a ton of confidence. And they got a great player over in Peck and Zach Dudley. So it should be fun. A couple of these districts out there are going to be fun to watch these battles and see who comes out on top.
Well, it's a one-game scenario, so obviously anything can happen.
Yeah, one and
Very
done.
true.
That's kind of what we said about the USA Bad X game. I mean, a couple of years ago, Bad X came in undefeated. USA shut them down in the district play. A lot of people were surprised by that, but you just got to show up one night real big and on a neutral site like that for USA and Bad X, anything could happen. And we saw what happened in Bad X. So. Nonetheless, Deckerville, the other team that is in that district with CPS and Peck I was talking about, gets a 1-point win over Genesee, 51-50 last night. Elsewhere in the NCTL, it was Kinney North Huron big over Mayville, 53-39. I got stats on that game. Leading the way for Mayville was Jeffrey Frost, 17 points. Logan Bean was 6 points. And it was Kingston over Dryden, 44-43. A game where they got a 3-point shot at the buzzer to get them to 43. Not enough, obviously, for the win, but still a hard-fought game for Dryden last night.
Yeah, I mean, very hard-fought game.
Kingston does split the conference title with International Academy of Flint, so that's huge for them. I do have stats on that if I can bring them up here. Maybe I don't. Thought I did. I thought Dave sent me stuff. Pretty sure he did. There it is, right there. Leading the way last night for the Kingston Cardinals, though, was looks like Aaron Kaler with 13 points. Right there as well was Nathan Cloyd with 10 points. Evan Neff was 6 points. Nate Dawson was 6 points. And Hunter James was 6 points as well. Levi Kretterman was 3 last night for the Kingston Cardinals. So a different name at the top of the scoring sheet there.
Typically, that's the way it's been a little bit as of late. You're seeing names rotate in for those Kingston Cardinal boys.
Jack Kaplan for Dryden, big night for him, 13 points. Nathan Schenkel with 12 points. Jack's been having a big season for Dryden. But again, splitting that conference title, the Stars Championship, with the International Academy of Flint Phoenix. So congratulations to Kingston on that victory last night to secure that conference title. And another 1-point game, it was Caseville over Owendale Gagetown, 37-36. We do have stats. It was AJ Pattengill last night, basically all the scoring for Caseville. I think he had 23.
I think it was 23 is what you said.
Of their 37 points. So, I mean, huge night for them. And yeah, we weren't sure if that was a halftime score, if that was a final, and Mike's like, that's final. I'm like, okay, I just wanted to make sure before we announced it. So, nonetheless, that big night there for all the NCTL teams. And that is all we got for your games last night, I believe.
Yes.
I don't think I missed anybody.
No.
But that is our rundown, our final week of boys basketball regular season. Hard to believe that we're already here.
Already done.
Final girls season week coming up, and district play for boys coming up as well. Did you want to go right on into district talk right now?
Yeah, we can.
All right. We'll start off in Division 2 at Carroll. Coming up on Monday will be Clio Frankenmuth. Had to see that game, but I'd imagine Clio is going to be victorious in that.
I don't know.
Really?
I don't know. If Frankenmuth plays as well as they did last night, I think Frankenmuth could win that.
So I don't know much about Clio.
Mm-hmm.
We were supposed to see them play USA. That game had to get canceled and never got made up, so I never got to see them this season. So I don't know much about them, but the way Frankenmuth's been kind of limping along here at the end of the season, I was just curious how they have been playing. I know they dealt with some injuries.
And I'm pretty sure, no matter who wins, it's going to be a Bridgeport district, I would assume.
That's what I was going to say. Should we even go through the rest of the games? Because all you got to do is say Bridgeport's in that district. So exactly. I have to imagine they're the favorites in that one.
Yep. I think we skipped over that one last night.
Yeah, we did.
Or that was the Beecher one. Sorry. That was
the Beecher. You're like, you might as well not even keep going. Division 2, Otisville, Lakeville. North Branch Broncos in that one. They start off play on Monday at 7 o'clock, taking on Goodrich. Goodrich.
It's gonna be a tough squad.
Pretty good squad.
It's a tough squad. We talked to Coach Snoblin 2 weeks ago about that game.
Yep.
So yeah, it's gonna be a tough squad. No reason why North Branch can't pull it out, but it's gonna be a very hard game for them.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a battle for North Branch, and also in there Ortonville, Brandon, Lakeville, Emily City, and I think that's it. I think that's all the squads that are in there. Division 3 at Millington on Monday. Millington taking on Sassa. They won the first time around, right?
Yeah.
And Millington's been playing a lot better than they did at the beginning of the season.
And that should be Millington, no problem.
And then on the other side, you got Montrose, Saginaw Valley, Lutheran.
Which I'm assuming that'll probably be Valley Lutheran.
Valley Lutheran. Yeah. It had to be the slight favorite maybe going in.
I think so.
I mean,
yes.
Millington at home. Yes. They've been playing well. Valley Lutheran's got some length. They got some good players.
They do, and they played the best team in the Thumb to 4 overtimes.
Mm-hmm.
The Jonathan Giglio or however you say his name. I'm assuming it's Giglio.
I think it's Giglio,
not Giglio and a Gigolo.
Gigolo, yeah.
But they're solid. They're coached really well as well. I would assume that if they sneak by Reese, then they probably would be the favorite.
Yeah, and that might be our game of the week next Friday. Just to let you guys know, that's kind of where I'm eyeing on our district play, but we will see. Division 3 at Cass City. This is going to be a lot of our area teams in this one, but you have to look squarely on the USA Patriots as the favorite in this one easily. But again, we could see that rematch the third time around for USA Bad X. And what do they say about playing a team 3 times and beating them 3 times?
Yeah, I just don't see how USA loses. Anything can happen.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think
I'm in the same boat with you, Christian.
I think they're focused. USA is ready to rock and roll, and I know they're aiming for that regional final.
Yes, they are.
Waiting for the Beecher Bucks.
Beecher.
Yeah, it's going to be. I know
who wants Beecher.
Right.
They want Beecher.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Well, and it's like those. We want Alabama, or we want Bama,
Yep.
we want So
they probably want Beecher as bad as some other teams want conference championships all by themselves.
Yeah,
in the middle of the season.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's the thing is that it's going to be another battle, and to be the best, you got to beat the best. And right now, Beecher's considered one of the best, obviously in Division III. So that is going to be though Division III. They got to get through the division first, the conference or the division, district play before they get to the regional. And the regional going to be at Bad X. So Beecher's got to travel on top of that if that does happen. Division III at Marlette coming up on Monday. K-Pac, Brown City. Right out of the gate, we're going to get rid of one of the favorites in that one. And you also got Sandusky in there, Marlette in there. We kind of talked about that. That is going to be an interesting battle too in that division. Division 4 at Akron Fairgrove Monday. Caseville, Mayville, O'Neill Gagetown, North Huron. And then Wednesday, you're going to get Akron Fairgrove taking on the winner of Caseville, Mayville, and then Kingston taking on the winner of OG North Huron. And I have to imagine Kingston is going to be in that championship game coming up on Friday. Just throwing that out there.
You would think.
Not playing favorites by any means, but you'd have to think that they're the favorite in that district play. And I think that is all of our districts that we have around the area, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it is.
So good luck to all the boys out there in district play. Girls going to be starting theirs up very soon, and it's going to be fun from here on out. It's going to be busy. It's going to be a lot of basketball going on, one and dones, and saying goodbye to a lot of seniors, which I will say last night, I told Chris on the way home, goosebumps last night when Heckroth and Kramer left the floor. Yeah. Last time you'll see them on the Patriot floor as players for the USA Patriots. They came off, Heckroth waved to the crowd, and they both went up and hugged Gainforth, and Gainforth gave him a big old group hug. It was just cool to see.
It's one of those things. I mean, when you hit the hardwood so many times, whether it's the hardwood, any type of playing surface, that last time coming off at home it's an emotional one.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
definitely is.
Lily kind of alluded to, I
don't want to think about it.
I don't want to think about it, but when the moment comes, it will come.
Well, that's just the thing is those are two big names that have been around for a couple of years now, Heckroth and Kramer.
Yeah.
And kind of seeing the end of an era in a little way as we're running out of Kramers here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just weird not to be calling a Kramer next year, but obviously they got a good squad coming back next year, and obviously you're gonna have Coach Gameforth more than likely gonna be coming back unless he decides 400's enough. I'm done. I can't see that though, but nonetheless, it was fun watching that game last night, and now you got to start saying goodbye to seniors and. Yep. Some of these seniors you get attached to as far as their play and talking to them and knowing them on a personal level almost. And it's like, man, now I got to get used to the whole new group of kids coming in and getting used to new names. So that's part of the game.
It's part of the game.
Part of doing the media side of things. But good luck to everybody out there on district play. Good luck to the seniors as walking into possibly your last week of high school hoops out there for boys. And with that being said, now that the emotional junk is over with, let's get on in here.
You got tears in your eyes. I can see it.
No, I'm okay. I'm keeping it together, Chris.
All right.
Just next week.
Okay.
That'll be when I.
That's when it all goes. The hug. All right.
I'll have to bring Chandler along to make me happy.
The Freak Nasty Player of the Week.
I was gonna throw you guys all off and be like. So last time the Kingston girls were in here, I announced that I was having a child. Well, they're in here again. I'd like to tell everybody. Just kidding. No, it's not happening. Not yet. But anyways, it is time for our Graphics Freak Nasty Athletes of the Week. We're going to start off on the female side of the ball here. Of course, I closed out all my stuff when I needed it. I know, Scotty. I'm terrible at doing that. I have it all up here. Having a big week and helping her team take the conference title split 3 ways, you can at least figure out which team she's coming from. It is from my hometown Sandusky Redskins. Yes, it's not biased by any means. It wasn't because she had a big week. 17 points, 10 rebounds against Ubley in a 58-37 win, and then stepping up big against Brown City the other night with 15 big points to help force that 3-way tie for the Greater Thumb East Championship. Gabby Goff of Sandusky, as surprisingly has not been our athlete of the week yet this year. Congratulations to her, as she is our female side of things. And per a nomination, and it was kind of my thought too when I first saw the stats start rolling in this week, per Chris Storm, 7 of 10 from 2-point from the floor, 9 of 10 3-point range, 41 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists, 8 steals, and 2 wins with wins against Brown City and Ubley, and a big week for the Marlette Red Raiders. Alex Heisner, you are the male athlete of the week. I'm hoping I'm saying his right. Heisner? Yeah, that's his last name.
I believe so, yes.
So, Alex Heisner of Marlette, Gabby Goff, Sandusky. With the way the Greater Thumb East has been shaky this year, we got 2 athletes of the week coming from the Greater Thumb East. So kudos to them, as they both had big weeks, and both squads having big weeks as Marlette now enters district play. And Sandusky now goes into their last week of play before they get into district action as well. That's it, guys.
That's it.
I think we're tapped out today. Thank you to the Lady Cards. I'm not sure if we'll have anybody in next week. We'll see what we can do as we're dwindling down to our time here. But, hey, we might be doing some baseball and softball this year.
Outstanding.
Christian and I kind of talked about it. Millington having some big tournaments going on over in Millington. So you might see us out in the Diamond somewhere calling some baseball or softball. And hopefully, cross your fingers, we'll be down in East Lansing coming up in June for some state final implication softball and or baseball somewhere.
That would be great.
I would love that. So we're going to take a break. We're going to come back. Predictions for tomorrow, guys?
Oh, it's UM by 5.
Ooh. Chris?
Michigan by 3.
Man, you guys are cutting it close.
Yeah.
You want to keep? Well, last year we thought it was going to be close, and I think it was wasn't it a blowout?
It'll be a blowout in game 2.
Okay, that's going to be at Ann Arbor.
Yeah.
I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. It's going to be that Sparty Bob mentality over in East Lansing again. They're going to be playing the favorite, huh? Michigan by 7.5.
There you go.
Bet on it. Bet the farm, folks.
Ooh.
No, I'm
the
just
farm.
Kidding. My betting has been horrible this week. I've been off on my points, so don't take it to heart. But we're gonna take a break. We're gonna come back. We got what do we got lined up here for you? How about some AC/DC?
Outstanding.
So we got that coming at you right here. It is Classic Rock I-92. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Not tomorrow. I might talk to you tomorrow, but we'll be back again. No, next Saturday, and we'll have our first round of districts done and get ready for girls' districts. It is Ben. Let's Talk Sports, brought to you by Your Advantage Classic Rock I-92.